my name is Alana. I'm a professional dancer as well as a fitness and flexibility coach. So welcome to the studio, and today I'm going to be bringing you a low impact HIIT workout followed by a deep muscular stretch, focusing on the muscles that we have just worked during our workout. So we're going to be doing 4 exercises and 3 rounds. So the first exercise is going to be walk out planks on our elbows. The second exercise is going to be squats into crossed ab crunches. The third exercise is going to be crossover behind lunges. And the fourth exercise is going to be a held sumo squat on our tiptoes. So we're really going to make sure we're toning, we're working multiple muscle groups, and we're really burning those calories. And then once we've gone through the HIIT workout, we're really going to get into a deep muscular stretch, really stretching out those muscles that we've just worked by bringing the heart rate back down to resting. So follow my guide, follow my instruction, follow the video and enjoy.
All right guys, now let's start by going straight out into those walkout planks, ensuring we're keeping the glutes down when we get all the way to the bottom. And we want to make sure our shoulders stay over our elbows and our wrists to maintain a proper alignment, squeezing our glutes at the top there. Good, last couple of reps before we come to our rest. And march it out. Good, we want to keep moving on our rest periods to ensure our energy systems don't become depleted. Keep moving, whether that's marching on the spot or walking around the room. Straight into those squat crunches. Good, so you want to drop those glutes down as low as possible, making sure the knees stay over the toes, driving those hips back and really crunching in the center, bringing the elbow all the way towards the knee, driving the knee all the way up. And march it out. Good, now we've got 5 seconds until we go into our crossed lunges. Now we want to try and keep this movement as explosive as possible, reaching as wide as possible with both the arms and the legs, keeping the lunges nice and low and deep. Really drive that back knee behind, twisting through from side to side, all the way down into the floor. Good, keep marching. Now we've got 5 seconds until we go into the last exercise of our sumo squat. So assume the position, knees over toes, and hold. You want to be raised up on top of those toes as high as you can go, really dropping those glutes down, engaging that core to help you stay balanced. Focus on regulating that breath, keeping the arms out in front of you as well will help you balance. Set 1 is nearly complete. Good. And march out. That's all done through your set 1. Set 2, let's go. Back up into those walkout planks, keeping the correct alignment, glutes down, squeezing at the top. Good. Keep pushing through, guys. Down onto those elbows, up and back. Last few reps here. And march it out. We've got 5 seconds now until we go back into our sumo squat crunches. Take that wide position and crunch through the center. Driving that knee all the way up towards the elbow, really crunching in the middle to engage those abdominals as well as the internal and external obliques. Dropping that squat as low as you can go. Good. and crunching through the center. And march that one out. Good, make sure you're really regulating your breath here, keeping a good steady pattern of breathing in and breathing out. And back into our cross lunges. Training the abductors, adductors and quads, keeping that movement explosive and wide. Keeping the chest and head lifted will help you to maintain some control throughout the movement as well. So you don't want to take your eye line down to the floor, you want to keep it nice and lifted to help you control the explosive movements. And march it out. Keep those knees up. We need to keep the energy systems going. In order to do that, we need to make sure we keep moving. So you don't want to bring the body to a stop. Keep marching, walking or moving around the space and into your sumo squat. Engage those abdominal muscles to help you balance. Make sure those knees are over the toes and raise as high as you can upon your toes. Dropping the glutes down, hips back, chest lifted, straight spine and arms out to help you balance. Five seconds left until you're done here, guys. Good, and march it out. Right, grab some water, guys, that's great. You've done 2 sets and you've got 1 set to go. Final round, really push through. Good, let's go out, back into those planks, all the way up, back, squeeze. Let's make sure we're really maintaining that alignment still whilst we're going through the movement. We want to make sure that exercises are effective and the muscles are engaged correctly. In order to do that, we need to make sure our alignment is correct. So making sure we're keeping those glute muscles down, hips down, we're not extending the spine when we're in the plank position. Good, walk it out. 3 more exercises to go and then we finish section 1. Keep marching it out. Good. Back into those squat crunches, all the way down, crossing through the center of the body. Drop all the way down and crunch. This is your last set of this exercise, guys, so really push yourselves through. Make sure you're really dropping those glutes as low as they'll go and driving that knee as high as it will go. And march it out. Good. 2 exercises left. 5 seconds before into our cross lunges. And let's go. Let's drive that explosive movement from side to side. Keeping the chest and head lifted. Controlling that movement. Dropping that knee low into the floor and driving that back leg all the way behind. Nearly there. Good, march it out. Okay, so remember to keep breathing. In order to keep those muscles warm, to keep them filled with energy, we need to get that oxygen reaching those muscles. Last exercise, out into your squatted position. Find your balance and lift up onto those toes. Last exercise, push through, yes. Let's keep those hips and glutes as low as possible. Right up on top of those toes. Balance, breathe. Third set down. We've completed it. Now shake it out, guys. Hydrate yourselves, grab some water. Well done. Now let's stretch out those muscles we have just worked. We've just gone through a full body workout, which means we need to do a full body stretch. So let's ensure the alignment is always correct before we start. So you want to make sure your feet are over hip width apart, pelvis tucked in, and let's start to bring that heart rate back down to resting, increasing the range of movement about our joints and muscles as we go through these stretches. Breathing in as we lift up the arms and exhaling as we take them down. Bend the knees, breathe in, bend the knees, breathe out. Up, breathe in, down, breathe out. All the way up, all the way down. One more, all the way up, breathing in, and a big exhale as we drop down. Taking those feet further apart if we need to, making sure our weight is forward in our toes, and just allow the body to swing from side to side as we hinge forward at the hips there. Good. Slowly bring that down to a resting point and bend the knees all the way down so we're coming into that squat position and stretching all the way back up to stretch out those hamstrings. Good. You want to be keeping those backs of the legs as straight as possible so you can get a full stretch all the way through the backs of the legs. And walk those hands back behind the feet to get a deeper stretch down the hamstrings. Walking those hands as far back as they will go, bringing the body closer towards the legs, and then slowly controlling that movement back forward. Walking the feet together, keeping the weight forward in the toes, and come down to a squatted position. You're now going to pedal the feet through to stretch out the calves. So you want to be exchanging the weight through on top of the right toes and then through on top of the left. And stretching all the way back up to two straight legs, having a gentle stretch there. And now we're going to open up the right arm, keeping the left hand on the floor and bending the left knee to get a stretch all the way down the right hamstring, back down, exchanging over, keeping the right hand on the floor, left arm lifted, twisting and rotating as much as you can through that shoulder before placing it back down and swapping over. Taking that eye line up the arm will really help rotate the upper part of the body so you can get a stretch through the upper body as well as down the hamstrings. One more on the opposite side. And back to the center. And gently roll all the way up through the body, carefully up through the vertebrae, shoulders, and always the head to be the last part of the body to come up. Taking those feet back out over shoulder width apart, arms out either side of you, and just isolating that rib cage from right to left. And stretching all the way over your left hand side, relaxing the head over, keeping the arms nice and straight, and you should get that stretch there all the way from the shoulder joint reaching down to the hip. Lifting up, pulling forward into a flat back, straight arms, keeping your arm parallel against your ear with a tabletop position of the back so it's nice and flat reaching forward. Inhale as you lift all the way up. Inhale again as we lift back, taking our chest to the ceiling, opening up that chest cavity, and breathing out as you reach all the way down that leg. Bringing the body as close to the leg as you can get it. If you would like to have that extra stretch, hold on to the back of the ankle and pull the body closer towards the leg. Getting that good stretch all the way down the back of the hamstring, bringing the body to the center, bending and stretching the backs of those hamstrings before we roll all the way back up through the body, and we will repeat on the opposite side, taking those arms back out either side of us, engaging our core and really stretching out those abdominal muscles we've just worked, isolating that rib cage from right to left and reaching all the way over the left side this time. Keeping that top arm pulled back, reaching both arms nice and straight, relaxing the head. Breathe up and over into your flat back. All the way over your left leg, reaching forward to extend all the muscles within the back. Keeping the legs nice and straight always as well. Breathe in, lift all the way up and back. Breathe in and then breathe out all the way down that leg. It's really important that we use our breath to help get the oxygen reaching the muscles, to help keep our muscles warm. Is going to help them stretch more, going to get them more supple and more loose by really using the breath to help us stretch deeper into those positions. Bend and stretch all the way back up, head again to be the last part of the body to come up, walking those feet together. Good. Now just gently stretching from side to side, reaching down each leg, just to stretch out each side of the body. Good. And now we're just going to reach all the way forward into a child's pose to stretch out our back. So we want to be pushing the glutes all the way back down over the heels, yet still reaching forward with those arms, keeping them nice and extended, pulling all the muscles in the back down towards the glutes so we can feel that stretch across the upper back. Relaxing the head down onto the mat, pushing through and snaking through up into your cobra position, ensuring the hands and the wrists stay aligned underneath the shoulders, pushing the hips into the floor so you can get that deep stretch through your lower back. Ensure that you're regulating the use of breath with steady breathing, and push back again into that child's pose, but this time taking the knees further apart so we can open up the hip flexors as well. You really want to relax into these positions, making sure we're not holding any tension, just focusing on relaxing through the use of breath. And pushing up into a downward dog position. So you want to be pushing through a flat spine, a flat back, head pushed all the way back through the arms, and your heels driving into the floor. Come forward into a plank and then push all the way back again so you can try and get deeper into that stretch. Keep pushing those heels back into the floor, keeping those hamstrings nice and straight. Right knee up and bent, bringing that foot up and circling it round to release any cracks or tension within the ankle joint. And then driving that right foot back, opening up that hip flexor, back to the knee and down, left knee up, circling through that foot and that ankle, and then taking the foot all the way back and over, opening up the left hip flexor this time. Bringing the knee back and placing the foot back down on the floor. Walking the hands back in towards the body, have a good stretch of the hamstrings before again rolling all the way up through the spine. Now we're going to finish off by stretching out the upper body now that we've stretched out the lower muscle groups of the body. So take that left arm all the way across, using the right arm as an anchor, and then exchange over and do the same with the right arm so you can really stretch out the exterior point of that shoulder. Taking the left arm all the way behind and using the right hand to help pull that elbow down or reach from behind like so if you can grab both hands to help stretch out both shoulders as well as the chest cavity. Relax and repeat on the opposite side, right arm reaching down that shoulder blade and using the left hand to help push. So open up the interior point of that shoulder and reach behind if you can. If not, just maintain that position held initially. And if you can reach, great. And just relax out. Now we're just going to finish off by stretching out the neck and the head muscles. So making sure whilst we're taking the head all the way down to the chest and then all the way up to the ceiling, that we're still maintaining that proper alignment of keeping the pelvis tucked in, shoulders over hips and hips over ankles. Now we're going to be taking the head all the way over the right shoulder and all the way over the left. You want to make sure that the shoulders and the hips and the rest of the body are staying completely still and just the neck is isolating. And then taking the shoulder all the way over, bringing the ear to the shoulder, head relaxing from right to left. Taking the left hand on top of the head and pressing down into the ground with a flexed palm. of the right hand. So you can get that stretch all the way through the head, going all the way through the neck and reaching through the shoulder joint. And repeat on the opposite side. And then circle the head all the way round to the left, slowly in a controlled manner, working carefully through that neck joint. And then take the foot out, the left foot out, taking that circular motion round through a larger range of movement. So now you're going to be moving around the upper part of the body as well as the head. And now drop all the way round to the floor. So we're going to go through 4 larger circular movements, taking the whole body round. Good. Relax at the bottom, bend the knees and roll all the way up through the body. And we're going to repeat that now on the other side, maintaining that correct alignment before we start. And now you want to take everything round in the opposite direction. So we're going to start with just the circular motions of the head, releasing the neck joint, and then taking the upper body round as well, circling the shoulders. One more time before we take the whole body all the way round to the floor. Going through 4 larger circular movements here now. Get the whole body involved. Release all that tension that's been pent up, that we've now stretched out. And reach all the way up through the body. And you're done. Now shake yourselves out, guys, and congratulate yourselves on getting through a good full body HIIT workout and full body HIIT stretch.